Hello everybody, this is Pervin and I welcome you to another episode of the App DNA channel where we talk about all things apps. Today I'll be talking to you about a franchise management app. What does a franchise management app do? A franchise management app can take care of all your franchise, your stores and place orders through the app. We'll be building it with our low-code platform Zoho Creator. Zoho Creator is a new-age low-code builder where we use a drag-and-drop interface. We drag elements, drop them, create workflows, and deploy apps quickly. It is targeted for both developers and non-developers alike. And today I'll show you how, even being a non-developer, you can build a simple franchise management app with 5 easy steps. Any franchise management app should have 5 features. The first is that we should be able to add the franchise details. Second, we'll add a store under the franchise. Third, we will create a product catalog where we will catalog the products and services that a particular store has. Once we have a product catalog, in the fourth step, we will place orders. And in the fifth step, we will deliver the orders and update the status of the order. We will now create a form with Creator where we will be adding our franchises. Welcome to creator.zoho.com where we will be building our franchise management app today. I can go for a new application, or if you have been already using spreadsheets to manage your franchise, then you can simply import those files and an app will be created for you. I'll go on to new application and I have an option to create either from scratch, or this is the app gallery where we have 50 pre-made applications developed for you. One of these apps is the franchise management, which we will install after this tutorial, and I'll show you how our developers have built the app. Now I'll get started from scratch and I'll name it as Franchise Management 2018. Now we have reached the edit mode of our app where we will be creating our forms, our workflows, our settings. So let's get started with our first form, and that is to add franchisee. Create the form. This is our drag and drop form builder where I'll drag these data elements to build our form. I want to know the franchisee name, so I'll use the name field. Next, I want to know the email, their address, and the phone number. So my franchisee form is done. And now I can go to the access mode where I'll see my app running. So this is our live mode of the app, whereas this is the edit mode where we built the app. In the live mode, you can see the franchisee form. So we'll start with our first franchisee. Let's say it is. I put an address, hit done. And add. So in my all franchisee report, you can check that Zoho Chennai is now a franchisee. So this is our first form where we add our franchisee details. Now that we have created our franchises, we will create another form to add our stores. Now that we have learned how to build forms, I'll create a second form, and this one will be to add a store. So I want to add a store under the franchisee that we have recently created. For this, I will use a special field called the lookup, which is used to relate two forms with each other. So I go to my add franchisee form and I want to populate the franchisee name here. So this will take care of my franchisee. And then I want to know the store name. Next, the address, the email, and the phone number. Now the email I'll change to store email because we have a franchisee email as well. Hit done. Now when I go to the live mode of my app and refresh it, I'll see that the stores form is right here, add a store. So when I click on the lookup franchisee, I can see that it's right there. So if I have 2 franchises, all of them will be populated here. Let's say the store name is Ally Stores. Select an address. Store email is at zoho.com. Now in my all stores, you will see that under franchisee Zoho Chennai, there is a store named Alice Stores. So this is how we built our franchises and our stores. We will now create a product catalog and a Kanban report where we can check out all the products based on the categories. Now we will move on to create our product catalog. We'll create it with a new form and name this as product catalog. Here I will add my first product category. For this, I will use a drop-down field and name it as product category. Here I can have the choices as electronics, And here I will allow for other choices. Once I'm done with product category, I will use a single line for my product name. Next up, the product code. Then I'll use the multi-line field for the product description, an image field for the product, and finally a number field for the available stock. Now my product catalog form is done, and when I go to my live mode, I'll add a new product. Let's say that the product category is books. The product name is Pride and Prejudice. I can have an image. Available stock is 100 and hit submit. In my product catalogs, I can see the books is right here, Pride and Prejudice. Now I'll add another product. This time, let's say I go for other category and I have juice, mango juice. In my product catalog, now I see that there's mango juice under juice as well. So I will go back and create a Kanban report for my product catalog so that it looks much better when I'm sharing it with my public audience. So I'll create a new report and it's called Kanban. Based on the form product catalog, group columns by product category, and I'll name my report as Kanban. Now I can choose the layout, how I want to look I can have product category, product name, product code, and available stock. Yeah, this looks fine. And now when I go and reload my app, my Kanban will be ready for me. So this is my Kanban view where I can see books. I have Pride and Prejudice. Electronics is empty, and in others I have juice. So this is how the catalog will look. As you have more products, it will look much more sophisticated, and you can go and change the layout anytime. Let's say I want a layout with pictures. I want this one. I'll go for this one, and I'll refresh the Kanban. So here the Kanban view has changed. There is the image, so you can have a Pride and Prejudice logo here, and then the details of the numbers and available stock. You can also configure the report properties with print templates, custom filters, sorting, and stuff. For now, my Kanban report and my product catalog is done, and I'll move on to the purchase order. We have our product catalog, we know our stores and franchises. Now we will move on to create a purchase order form through which we can place our orders. In order to place a purchase order, we will create a new form, and I'll name it as purchase order. This one would be aimed towards my customers who can place orders from my franchisee and stores through this order form. Now in this purchase order form, I want to use the order date. Next, I will use the lookup to look up my stores. So the lookup goes here. Go to add store, store name, done. Next, I'll also use the lookup for my products. Go to the product catalog, product name. I'll change the names to store and product. Next, I want to know the order quantity that is desired. So I'll use the number field. And then a radio button for my order status. Here the choices will be pending and order completed. I want the choice to be pending by default when the purchase order is submitted. Now that the purchase order form is done, I'll do a few workflows. I want to hide the status field. So while using the form purchase order, hide status. And here I'll add a new action, field action. Here I will go to hide fields and hide the order status field. Save. Next, I also want to set the date to default to date. So I'll go to delete script. When the form loads, I want that input.order date be equals to today. And then you can disable order date. Hit save and done. Now I will go back to my app and reload it. Here is the purchase order form now. So you see that the date has been auto populated when I click that I want to buy Pride and Prejudice from Alice Stores and the order quantity is 2. I hit submit. In my all purchase orders, you will see that the record has been submitted here. So this is how my customers will place orders from my product catalog. They'll check the product catalog and then they will raise an order request. Next, we will see what happens when in the last step we will deliver our orders and change the status of the order to delivered. Now once you have delivered the orders, I want the status to be changed to order delivered. For this, I will create a custom action button and I'll show you how we create custom action buttons in Creator. First, we go to our purchase order report and here we go to actions, click on the plus here, and here I will create my action item. Order delivered. Now run the below workflow on the condition that the status equals pending. Create the workflow and here I'll add a new action. Delete script. Create your own custom script and here first I will change the order status to order delivered. Input.order status, order delivered. Next, I have to also update the available stock with the order quantity that comes in. For this, I'll fetch the records. Let's say the variable is getrec. The form will be product catalog. The field is ID equals input.product. So what my getrec does is this variable will go to the product catalog form. It will find out all the records that match the product field of my current form. ID is a unique identifier with which Creator identifies records. So once it finds that particular ID that matches my product name, it will fetch it and store it in getrec. And once I know that, I can use getrec to manipulate its available stock. Because getrec dot available stock plus input dot order quantity. So whatever quantity comes in will be added to my available stock. Hit done. Create the item and now I will add this custom action button to my layout. Add field. Now that our custom action button has been created, I'll go and access my application and this time when I load all purchase orders, you can see that the custom action button is here. So when I ask for Pride and Prejudice from Alice Stores and the order has been delivered, I click on the order delivered and the status changes to order delivered. And now if I go to my product catalog and check my report, you see that the quantity of Pride and Prejudice has changed to 102. If I go to my Kanban, I can check that the order quantity is 102 right here. So our order delivered status workflow is done. Let's have a quick recap of the app to see what all we learned. Let us now have a quick recap of this entire app. So what happens is first I add a franchise. Let's say that my franchisee is MACD Chennai. So I add my franchisee. In my all franchises, you can check that MACD Chennai is right here. Then I go and add my store. My franchisee is MACD and my store name is, let's say, Vandalur. Now I can type an address, the store email, and add. In my all stores, now MACD and that store is Vandalur. So I'll go and add a new product in my catalog. The product category is other. Product name is burger. Product code is 1. Description is veg. I don't have a burger image, but I can have a pasta image right here. And the available stock is, let's say, 10. Submit. Now in my product catalog, I can check that I have burger in my food category. The available stock is 10. I have an image description. Now when I go to Kanban, you see that in my others, I have food, I have juice. If I add one in electronics, something will appear in the electronics. So let's have electronics. The product name is charger. This time when I go to my Kanban, I have a charger in electronics. So the Kanban looks very nice and pretty for all your needs. When you have a lot of categories, you can add them all in a Kanban view. And then I go and purchase for my Vandalur MACD, I want more burgers. So let's say I am ordering 67 burgers. In my all purchase orders, I have this purchase request pending. So once this order is delivered, I click on order delivered. The order status changes to order delivered. And my order quantity is 67. So let's go and see if in my product catalog, the number has changed. Yes, 67 was added to my original 20. And in my Kanban, I have the burger quantity as 77. So this is how this entire app works. It is related entirely for your franchise. You order stuff for your franchise store and then you create a product catalog of it. I'll now take you to the app gallery where we will install the franchise management app that our developers have built for us. We go to our app gallery via this new application tab, and this is the app gallery. I will check for my franchise management app, install this application. Our app is installed here, and as you can see, we have a form for new store, which even we had. They have region, they have store timings, store contact details, the store details report. Let's check out the product form. The product form is pretty much similar to what we had. They have a purchase order form where they have sub form, they have category, product, quantity, unit price. They even have the rate and pricing here. They have pending orders, delivered orders, different modules, and they can check out their purchases here. Then they have the add franchisee details. And in settings, they have the company details, product categories, and regions. So it's pretty much similar to what we built, but it's a bit more comprehensive. I would want that you install the app and check it out for yourself and see how the workflow is figured out. I hope you had a glitch-free app making episode. If you have any comments or questions, then shoot them below. And for more such apps, don't forget